Hi, it's Kristen at home, and I am back with a brand new series. And this is 30 meals that take either one pot or one pan to make. So if you are in back to school mode with kiddos or just don't have a lot of time for cooking, that is what this series is. This is the first meal we are doing. It is Zuppa Toscana. We have a tablespoon of olive oil that just went in. Now I am putting in the pepper. This is a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper. And then I am putting in minced garlic. This is 2 teaspoons of minced garlic. And we are doing all of this in one pot. I have a small onion here. You really need only half if you have a large onion, but I have a small one, so I'm doing the whole thing. I put it in the chopper to dice it, and then I put it directly into the pan. So I am using the spicy sausage patties from Walmart here. I'm just dicing them up. They also have regular, not spicy patties. These are pre-cooked. And this is what's saving us time on this meal is because they are pre-cooked and then in the frozen aisle. And they're supposed to be breakfast patties, but these are the spicy ones. So I am using them as the sausage for our Zuppa Toscana. And there are 8 patties here that I'm dicing up and putting in. And then we have bacon pieces. This is from like the salad aisle at Walmart, and I used half the package of the bacon pieces. Here we are putting in 4 chicken bouillon cubes. This is the Maggi or Maggi brand from Walmart. And I'm just breaking them up smaller so that when we add our water that they will dissolve. This is 6 cups of cold water that I'm adding in there. Here I have sliced potatoes and I am draining them after opening the cans. There's 2 cans there of sliced potatoes. So we are draining and then I'm filling them up with cold water in the can to rinse them and then draining them off again. And that's what you see me doing here is adding water for rinsing into both those and then draining them again. So now we have them drained and rinsed. I am actually going to use my knife and put down into the can to slice them into a little bit more manageable pieces. If you don't care that they're larger pieces, you can just add them into your pot. And this is a great trick I learned from Dollar Tree dinners. Rebecca does that, and I think that's so smart. And then I had a few in the bottom that didn't get sliced, so I sliced those. Plus that big one right there. And then I go ahead and do the other can as well and add those into my pot. I also should have added 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes, which I do add, but I don't think I got it on camera. I should have done that earlier on when I was adding all of my measured out seasonings. And at the end, when I show you the bowl full of soup, you'll see that the pepper flakes are in there, but I think it's because I added them right before I served them, and because of that, it did not make it on camera. So 1 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Don't forget about those. Unless you don't really care for red pepper flake seasoning, then you can cut down the amount or actually omit them. But I prefer them in there. So I have everything in my pot, and I'm gonna turn it on so that my bouillon cubes can get dissolved. And once it comes to a boil, then we'll add our kale in. I'm gonna go ahead and get the kale ready right now. I'm only using half a bunch of kale from Walmart, so I'm gonna separate out half and then take it over to my sink and rinse it off. And then some people use a knife to cut off the stem and woody pieces of kale, but I find it faster, and you'll see me doing that here, to just tear it off of the stems. And this is fresh kale. Some people use frozen kale. And when you use frozen kale, you can kind of end up with more stems in it than I would personally care for. That's why I like to use the fresh. So now I'm just chopping up the kale into smaller pieces now that it's off the stems. And then I will throw it into the pot. I'm just chopping up the kale so it's more bite-sized pieces. In the pot, our soup is boiling when I do add it into the pot. Okay, now I let the kale simmer in there, and I added in the 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream and then brought that to a simmer. And then I dished up a bowl of our Zuppa Toscana. You can see the red pepper flakes are in there. And that is a meal in one pot or pan. Takes about 20 minutes since all of your items are already ready to add to the pot.